American Gods is one of my favorite shows. It came out in 2017, and after I watched it a couple times, I decided I needed far more than just the one season. So I ended up reading the book. And honestly, it made me love the show even more, because not only is the artistic direction of the show screams American Gods, but it is also doing its own thing. They have expanded and added plot lines which go further into characters that did not get a fair shake in the book, while still remaining true to the spirit of the source material. This is a hard line to walk, and in my opinion, American Gods does a very good job at doing this. One of the things that was added was Vulcan, the Roman god of the volcano. Something that I absolutely love about the show is they're framing the old gods in the modern world. How are they surviving? How are they scraping by, like the Slavic ones that we see? Or have they rebranded themselves, such as Easter, or Vulcan, or the Queen of Sheba? And real quick, I just want to point this out, because I love it. The entrance to the factory, or volcano, is very Romanesque. Just a tidbit in the background for Vulcan. This is never shown as a focus, but in the background, it melds the old and new, which is the point of this show. And it's details like this that cause me to love this show. I should move on because this video isn't about how much I love this show, rather one specific aspect of the episode, a murder of gods, which is the one where we meet Vulcan. Now, first off, I love the title for its double meaning. It is, of course, a reference to Mad Sweetie telling Selim, not Selim, of the meeting of the gods at the House of the Rock. He mentions that there will be a whole murder of gods, or simply a great meeting. If you didn't know, a group of crows is called a murder of crows, hence a murder of gods is a group of gods. But, of course, the title is also alluding to the end of the episode when Mr. Wednesday kills his old friend. One he never truly expected to join him. Let me tell you this now. No spoilers, but Mr. Wednesday does have more going on than what he puts forward. Always know that. He's a true con artist. Wednesday says flat out that he knows who Vulcan is and what he believes in, and he can count on that. So I strongly believe it's hinted that he knows the betrayal is coming even before it was out in the open. But I digress. When we are first introduced to Vulcan's domain, it starts quite pleasantly. The Partridge family is singing away in the background, and a friendly boss is making his routine rounds, making sure the factory is moving along. And he meets his fate, and becomes a sacrifice due to bad safety railing. What a way to go. And of course, his world's greatest boss mug melts along with him. But truthfully, that mug was a lie because Michael Scott is the world's greatest boss. This goes into a scene we will see twice in this episode, the bullet manufacturing scene, and I love this. I keep saying I love things in this show too much. Go watch this show if you haven't watched it, but why would you be here if you haven't watched it? Never mind. Go watch it again. Anyway, this is why the scene matters. The man that died might have been considered the world's greatest boss, but that didn't matter at all when he died. He was just added to the bullets and the machine just kept going because not even death is going to stop its profit. Those bullets are needed to get more prayers to Vulcan. So why does the show it twice? Well, simply, it's to show that Wednesday has a fair point about the new gods and what they offer to the old gods. That even in the merger, the old gods do not matter. In the episode before this, we witness a sit-down between Wednesday and the new gods. And they offer him a way to be incorporated into this new world. He soundly rejects this. He wants to be important on his terms, or not at all. Mr. World points out Wednesday's core being of trying to be an individualist in a world that no longer is welcoming to individualism.
You're an individualist. Rugged individualism. It simply doesn't work anymore.
For Wednesday, it's not about doing better. he could take the deal and be living quite well, but it's about truly mattering again. For example, everything that Easter has been able to receive from her merger, she doesn't get prayers anymore and is misrepresented in the media. It's not about doing well and living like a god, it's about being a god, one that matters to their followers. And this is what Wednesday seemingly wants. And this is how the second bullet scene proves Wednesday's worldview. When Vulcan dies, he is thrown into the volcano. But what happens? Does his followers mourn his loss? Is their way of life done? Do they stop? Well, we don't see the mourning, but there's probably some. But does their whole world stop? No, of course not. That's the point of the bullet scene. They keep going. Vulcan's fate is the same as the boss we saw at the start. An expendable mortal man and a god had the same impact in death. This is what Mr. World is referring to. Individualism doesn't work, but brands do, and the machine where the individual is just a replaceable cog. Vulcan was a replaceable cog. Yes, he is doing quite well for himself. But did he matter? In his domain, at the time, yes. But when he died, the brand outlived him. The machines didn't stop. And why would it? He sold his godhood, the essence of what made him matter, to be living like he used to. And this is what Wednesday is afraid of. He doesn't want his power back if in reality it doesn't matter. He doesn't want the illusion of power, which is exactly what the new gods are offering the old gods. And yes, some old gods might think that's something to take. Vulcan obviously did. Easter obviously did, even though it's clear that she has now regretted it. But Wednesday is refusing to settle for anything less than what he thinks he deserves. And that's why that scene is so important. That the old gods truly don't matter even if they try to brand themselves. Because once they're gone, everything just keeps going. Before I end this, I want to take a second to ask you what you thought the outcome of the curse Wednesday put would be. So in the episode, he of course urinated into the melting pot and he says that he's laying down a curse. Now, is just him pissing just his way of adding insult to injury? Is that what he meant? Or does he actually put a curse on the bullets made? And if that's the case, what do you think's going to happen? Will those bullets be used to do bad things? Will those bullets backfire onto the people trying to use them? Honestly, I don't think we're going to see any outcome of this curse. I think it's just a thing that, it just happens in the show and you kind of fill in the blank. But what do you think? Part of me thinks, well, maybe those bullets might be used for evil intent. But we have seen earlier in the episode when Vulcan is talking about the guns and bullets, he says every bullet fired in a crowded theater is a prayer to him. So even if the bullets do bad things, they obviously were having a positive effect on Vulcan. So I lean to the idea that maybe these bullets will impact the person trying to use them. Maybe they explode, they backfire, they become faulty, which would then cause people to lose faith in the brand and maybe make the brand fall apart, which I think would be a bigger FU to the new gods than cutting Vulcan's head off. That's my opinion. I think that's hitting the new gods where they hurt. But what are your theories about the real world impact that curse could have? Or do you think that was just him pissing on Vulcan? Anyway, thanks for watching this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I will get more American God videos rolling because I love this show. I have many thoughts on it, theories and suggestions. So if you want to see more American God stuff, hit that like button. Please subscribe, ring the bell if you want. And of course, stay saxy, everyone.